white supremacists have been talking about the crash in DC between the helicopter and American Airlines flight, and they kind of sound like another group of people in this country. I want to know what your thoughts are. Does this sound familiar to you? So here is a conversation that they're having. So somebody says, some people are saying on social media, Laboch was a lesbian. So this is supposedly the helicopter pilot, is my understanding. There was some rumor going around saying that the person was a trans person, blah, blah, blah. That was a fake story. The person they're talking about is actually alive. I actually had, unfortunately, one of my subscribers that actually fell for that. But this, I believe, is a different woman, and I believe she's actually somebody that was on the helicopter. I believe she was the pilot. And the white supremacists are talking about that she looks like a lesbian. I'm sure some of you might be wondering the relevance of her sexual orientation to the crash. I don't know if they're trying to imply that they were having sex in the middle of the flight, or lesbians can't fly, or whatever. Um, those are good questions to ask. Why do white supremacists care about her sexual orientation? And who else do we know is preoccupied with what people are doing in their bedrooms? Anyway, this isn't too far off. I mean, look at her. She does indeed look like a butch lesbian with her somewhat more manlier features and wide shoulders. She's basically one operation away from being a tranny. Perhaps this is the reason why they decided to postpone the release of her identity. So, this is the world that a certain movement, I'll just call it out, a certain movement called MAGA, this is the world that they're pushing us to, where you could be a woman, born as a woman, right? Not even a lesbian or anything. You could be exactly what they claim. This is why I say MAGA stands for nothing. This woman could be the trad wife ideal, right? She's married, she's got a family, she's raising her kids, right? I guess the trad wife thing wouldn't go with being a helicopter pilot, so I guess that falls apart on that level. But she could be doing all the other stuff. A very feminine woman, right? The stuff that I believe MAGA would support. She loves flowers, and she wears dresses when she's not in uniform. Whatever vision that they have. But yet, because her body is not exactly in their fantastical view of like what a woman should, what is a woman? Do you know what a woman is? Men who don't know what a man is talking about asking people they don't know what a woman is. But anyway, so if a woman doesn't have the body type that they deem appropriate, you can get called a lesbian or even a tranny. Now look at this person and think about the idea that a woman looking like this might be considered a tranny. These are white supremacists that are saying this. What other group do we know speaks like this? So they show her pictures. So here's all the photos of her, and someone who's not a big member of this forum, doesn't post a lot, actually has some problems with what's being said. Says, I'm astounded at some of the posts here, name calling and such, without any proof. May I remind these name callers that the female pilot was a white woman. Yes, she could have been this, that, or the other. Time will tell. That being said, let us withhold judgment until all the facts are in. This is the our race is our nation guy. All right. But again, not a very active member. This person says spatial awareness, spatial ability, rational, logical, and non-emotional thinking. That's all men. Sorry but not sorry, dear woman. You do not belong in these jobs, just as men don't belong in role which requires breastfeeding children. Yes, whatever female was involved in the operations of this helicopter likely crashed it. Who else is using this kind of rhetoric? And this guy is posting from Germany, by the way. Who else in this country do we know is using this kind of thinking, this kind of rhetoric, right? Women should stay home, they should stay in the kitchen. They're blaming the crash simply because this person is a woman, right? Dare I use words like bigot? Which group in this country is going to be the most offended by me calling anyone a bigot and feel the need to defend someone, even a white supremacist, right? Name calling, you're name calling. Words have meanings. This is a more active person who actually agrees. He says people are rushing to judgment. We should wait until all the facts are in. We don't know that Rebecca Lobach was at fault. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. Maybe there was more than one cause. I don't think this administration will cover it up if the cause is affirmative action or DEI. Who else do we know loves to talk about DEI? What happened is a tragedy. A lot of people died. Many of them were white. Okay. Someone else posts here. We know that she's been escorting high profile liberal VIPs at the White House. She also had training for flying a helicopter route for continuity of government, which means evacuating political big shots in World War III. Now we know that someone felt a need to erase her social media. Not hard to connect all the dots. Conspiratorial. This person says, sorry, I don't understand what you're getting at with this part of your statement. I bolded. He says, suggest to me that she was in the cockpit that night because her face fitted. I don't know what that means. And he doesn't understand either. I don't understand what you're getting at with that part of your statement. I bolded. Pilots need a minimum amount of flight hours each year. So it's pretty common to see military helicopters and planes flying around the area they're based at. Her being in a helicopter doesn't seem any more out of the ordinary than if there were any other pilot from her squadron. Even a black pilot? What about a Jewish pilot? Someone else that's an active poster says, some people are putting her down with no evidence. This is irrational. White supremacists being irrational. Men should not be irrational. Wow. There are many trolls on this board who attack white people every chance they get. Don't take the bait and join in. Wow. Who else have we seen using this rhetoric? Once again, strange coincidence that white supremacists are speaking like certain other groups in this country. In all the pictures I've seen of her, she always has a big smile. There are two things I've learned in the past 60 years about people who always smile. So this guy is an old fart, I think. They can't be trusted. They are incompetent and stupid. This goes for both men and women. Which group in this country has been attacking people for things like how they smile or how they laugh? Who was trying to make a big scandal of Tim Walz because of his smile? Who was talking about he looks like a serial killer and all kinds of mumbo jumbo because of his smile? Who is talking exactly like white supremacists? This active poster responds to that and says, maybe they're just happy. Wow. This person comes back from Germany and says, stupid people are often happy. Okay. And just in case it's not clear what type of people we're talking about here, go ahead and read this post, because I'm not even going to read that garbage. Who else do we know likes to attack Martin Luther King? This is the Debate Me channel. Debate me in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well.